Hi, it's Pat here in Fort Atkinson, and today I am here with Nate Gentile from Microbiome Labs, and he's going to talk to us about those Microbiome Labs probiotics, and we're going to talk about a lot of different things today, so kind of hang with us, okay? Because we're going to talk about gut health and all things gut health.
Love
Take
it.
it away.
Yeah, super excited to be here. Yeah, as Pat said, I'm here from Microbiome Labs. At Microbiome Labs, we're on a mission to unlock the true potential of the microbiome. And in that, it's our vision to demonstrate the healing power of the microbiome and how not just gut health, but how the microbiome that's found in our gut, it's found on our skin, that's found all throughout our body, plays a major role in all health systems and in overall wellness.
Yeah, even like we don't think about it with our mouth, but our mouth is a part of our digestive system as well. So I find that to be really fascinating as well.
Yeah. I mean, the mouth is the first step in digestion, right? We're releasing salivary enzymes, we're chewing our food, and believe it or not, we got bugs there as well, right? So we got to make sure we got the good bugs, the healthy bugs.
And same thing for women with vaginal health, because you know, whether you're in pregnancy or, you know, it doesn't matter what stage of life you're in, that whole microbiome vaginally and, you know, your urinary tract, the whole genital urinary system is just it's all connected. We tend to think about things as being like separate and everything is connected in your gut. It just affects everything.
Truly. I mean, the gut microbiome and the vaginal microbiome, even further, the entire gynecological microbiome, like you were saying, have been shown to have a real connection. And I think what's fascinating in terms of emerging stuff with the vaginal microbiome is its relationship with fertility, where they've actually demonstrated in IVF clinics, women who had a lactobacillus dominant vaginal and endometrial dominant microbiome were much more likely to actually carry an implanted egg all the way to term. Yeah.
That is fascinating.
It's super fascinating. Published in the Journal of Obstetrics and Gynecology, the American Journal. So a very reputable journal that showed it was actually 10 times more likely the individual to carry that baby, that implanted egg, to term if they had a healthy endometrial microbiome.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so cool. So this month here in our pharmacy, we have your flagship product, the main product of Microbiome Labs on special. It's one of our featured products this month, and that's the Mega Spore Biotic. That's this one, guys.
Mega Spore, yes.
So tell us a little bit how that happened.
Yeah, so Megaspore, that's actually how we came to be a company in general. So we had two co-founders. They're actually nearby. They're out of Illinois. Bears fans, but don't hold that against them.
Right, we'll try not to.
But in particular, Karan Krishnan, who was a microbiologist, was really taking a big look at probiotics as they were. This is about 20 years ago in the country. And he realized that we were really focused on lactobacillus and bifidobacterium, and that we really hadn't evolved from that over the history of probiotics. He noticed that over in Europe, they had used these bacillus probiotics that are spore forming with great efficacy, right? They had been very effective in particularly helping individuals who had antibiotic-associated diarrhea, IBS symptoms, even inflammatory bowel conditions. And again, notice they weren't being used here in the US. He took a look at all of the different bacillus probiotic species and strains that had good qualitative research on them, put it all together in the formula that we know as Megaspore Biotic, and just got it out into the public, right? He started going to every trade show under the sun. But even to take it a step further, and this is where I truly love Megaspore and I'll always be on Megaspore the rest of my life, it has published clinical studies on the formula as a whole that demonstrate it can help with things like leaky gut, again, IBS symptoms, inflammatory markers, even cardiovascular health with markers such as triglycerides. So all in all, Megaspore is a probiotic that's going to survive digestion, it's going to get into your microbiome, and it's actually going to make a difference for you. And then to back it up, there's clinical studies that demonstrate that. So it's truly a fascinating product that has actually revolutionized probiotics as we know it here in the United States.
So one of the things I thought was interesting is that with Microbiome Labs, they don't just test how the individual strains work in the body, but they test them how they all work together in the body. So it's not just saying, you know, you're not just taking this and this and this. Kind of like when you're making a recipe, the individual things seem like a good idea at the time, but when you put them together, they maybe aren't as good.
It's a perfect analogy, right? A perfect metaphor. I couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah.
So they test things like how they work together, and I like that a lot because you just don't know what you're going to get otherwise.
100%. Yeah. So, I mean, probiotics, by definition, are living organisms that exert a health benefit on you when you take them. Now, just because, you put one probiotic in that had good clinical data on its own, and you put another probiotic in, doesn't mean they're going to work synergistically. And the analogy I like to use is kids in a sandbox, right? You could put one kid in a sandbox alone, and they might have a good old time. You could put another kid in there, and yes, they could start playing with each other, and you could see some synergy. You would hope for that. But also, we've probably all seen it before, any of us who are parents. You put one kid in a sandbox and another, next thing you know, they're fighting over the shovel, they're fighting over the bucket.
Sand in the eyes.
They're all freaking out. So our parent organization called Novonesis, the world's leader in probiotics, actually has clinical data that shows that 2 strains that were probiotics when given alone actually worked against each other when given in combination. So like you said, Pat, when we develop our probiotic formulas that have multiple probiotics, we put our money where our mouth is, and we actually support real-world clinical evidence to demonstrate that those strains work well in the sandbox with each other.
That is so cool. So we've talked about how the different probiotics work together, and we've talked about the spore-based a little bit. Do we need to expand on that spore, like how it gets down into the gut?
Yeah.
It makes it through the stomach acid.
Yeah. So I encourage everyone, if you're on YouTube right now, type in Megaspore, MOA, aka Mechanism of Action. Our marketing team has put together a great visual representation of how spore-based probiotics are different from your traditional probiotics, in that they have this ability to form what's called an endospore, essentially a protective shell around themselves when they're in an environment where they can no longer grow and thrive. That being a capsule, that being in a bottle, right? Something that you're buying at the store. When they find themselves in a small intestine, they actually can sense that they're in an environment where they want to grow. They crack open that shell, they come alive, and they start to do what they do, right? And that's exert those probiotic benefits. So they actually seek out who's good, who's bad, they push out the bad, and they just, again, like I mentioned earlier, help your microbiome start to flourish and grow back those good guys that unfortunately usually get wiped out.
So with all of that being said, how do the Zen products affect like your brain health, your emotional health, your sleep? How do those work? So like, I don't know which one you want to start with here, but we have sleep and cope and the gut brain reset, which used to be called dual. So some of our customers here are like, where's the dual? And I'm like, oh, it's got a new name. It's reset. So how do those kind of come into play?
So all 3 of those products contain a Bifidolongum 1714 strain. So this goes back to us being a part of this world leader in probiotic research and science. And when you're looking at probiotics, you want to look at those numbers and letters after the name of the bug, right? That's the strain. That's what makes it unique from other species, right? So we're all humans. We're all the same species, but we're all unique strains, right? We're all very unique from each other. So again, probiotics, it's the same thing. You want to make sure you're looking at the strain. The 1714 strain, when our parent organization was looking at it, noticed that it did a couple different things that you would think, hypothetically, would support brain health. Really, things like different mood disorders such as depression, anxiety, so on. That being because it actually will help with serotonin production, right? So we're all very familiar with serotonin, the happy neurotransmitter. Most of it is produced in the gut. You hear different estimates, maybe 60 to 80%. Well, they noticed that this probiotic will actually help promote serotonin production. Therefore, they did some animal studies. And now we're up to 4 human clinical studies that show just that people who have some borderline mood disorders get some major relief when they take the 1714 strain. So we have that strain in all 3 products. If we start with the sleep, that has some extra ingredients that are going to help you get some restful sleep at night, right? So it's got L-theanine and lemon balm. Both have been shown to help promote kind of that restfulness, just help you calm down, wind down. So it's great, again, if you're trying to get better sleep at night. Cope has some saffron in it. Saffron has been shown to help with a variety of different things. It's been used in Ayurvedic medicine for centuries.
Yeah, really helps with depression, anxiety.
Yeah. ADHD too. Ton of great research you can find.
Really?
Yeah, with ADHD. So
very cool.
Cope is more of a daytime product. We have some great data to show that the two can be used in combination. Cope in the morning, sleep at night.
Oh, sure. Because in the sleep, I like that it has the L-theanine in it, because that, I think a lot of people, their biggest problem with sleep is not that they don't know that they're supposed to go to sleep. They know it's nighttime, but their brain is spinning. And so they've got that little, the brain's on the hamster wheel.
You're waking up all
like,
night.
Yeah, and you're like, oh God, I got this going on tomorrow. I'm so worried about that. What if this happens? What if that happens? Oh my gosh, did I remember to take the stuff out of the freezer for dinner tomorrow, or whatever it is that, your brain's going, and that L-theanine really helps to calm down that hamster wheel a little bit. And that's a lot of people's issue. And then you add in that 1714 in there.
Yeah.
It's super helpful.
Yeah, it's a great product. I use it a lot of nights. I'm getting my 1714 one way or another. I'll take the gut brain reset every day. But those nights where I'm just feeling a little restless, like can't quite wind down, it's past my bedtime, take that sleep, that L-theanine, that's a great ingredient that kicks in for most people right away. Yeah. Something you feel immediately. Yeah.
That's awesome. So, and then the Cope, whoops, I just dropped that one. So there's some other ingredients in the Cope too. So there's like the B6, the B12. So a lot of times people find that those can be helpful for their sleep, and B12 is one that we talk about a lot here in the pharmacy. People come in all the time going, my friend said I need B12. Yeah. Can you talk a little bit to that?
Yeah, I mean, B12 is a cofactor for so many different reactions and important processes in the body. As it pertains to stress and anxiety, why it's in here, it's a cofactor in terms of, again, neurotransmitter production, that's serotonin production. But also, I mean, where you hear a lot of, great support in terms of taking B vitamins is with energy production. So, when your body is converting its food to energy, B vitamins play a huge role in supporting that conversion.
So then that makes sense to take that in the morning.
Yep.
And then you take the
exactly. There you go. You got it all figured out,
Pat.
Pat.
Your energy, and then you calm down.
Yeah, you got it all figured out. See, got the system down.
Yeah. So, is there anything else that we didn't touch on with the Zen products that you think that we should?
I think the only other thing is with the gut brain reset. It has that 1714 strain, and then it has another strain, 35624. It's another bifido strain that has immaculate research for just calming down your gut. So if you're one of those people that is stressed and also really feels that stress in your gut, you're stressed during the day and you feel the rumbly tumbly, that's a great product for you. It's not like Megaspore that's going to get to the root cause and actually fix the microbiome and support leaky gut, but it's a great product you can use while you're working on fixing your gut to just get you feeling better. Who doesn't want to feel better?
So isn't 35624 the one that works really well for people with IBS as well?
100%.
So like, whether you have constipation or diarrhea, that is really a great strain for that.
Exactly. It has a ton of clinical data for that.
So then in conjunction with that, can people take both Megaspore and the gut brain reset?
So we're cautious with that in that, again, we haven't done the clinical studies to show they play well in the sandbox with each other. Anecdotally, I know a ton of offices, clinicians that have done that and have seen good results. But with that being said, we recommend taking them a little bit separated, right? Even if it's one at night, one in the morning, just to try to avoid that cross probiotic interactiveness, just to ensure that they're not playing poorly with each other.
Well, right, and then that too, even when you're taking medications or you're taking supplements, whatever it is, you don't necessarily always want to take everything at once.
Yeah.
You really, that's not how we eat. We don't usually, eat everything at once. So we want to spread those nutrients out throughout the day. So you don't necessarily want to do everything all at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Well said.
Awesome. Anything else you want to touch on with us today, Nate?
I don't know. I think we covered a lot. We talked about the gut-brain axis. We talked about spore-based probiotics, what makes them unique. At the end of the day, I just want to say thanks for having me here.
Yeah.
We love partnering with you in the pharmacy, and we look forward to helping more people get better.
And I would love to have you back, and we can talk about some of the other products, like the women's health products that I think are really great.
Yeah.
Another really good product that we use a lot here in the pharmacy and recommend is the Restore Flora, for especially with people that are using their antibiotics. So that's another really great one. I would love to have you back on.
Yeah, would love to be here and talk about it. It'd be great.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Nate.
Yeah.
If you guys have more questions about any of these products, or anything else that we have in the pharmacy, just stop down. I would love to talk with you about it. Mike would love to talk with you about it, so would Nav. And if you have more questions, and if I can't answer it or Mike can't answer it, I'm happy to reach out to Nate and we can get answers for you that way. Thanks so much for joining us today. Appreciate it. Talk to you soon.